So your water heater is leaking, so we are going to replace it. This one here we replaced probably about 2 years ago. So you're going to take this house here, you're going to pull up on it and out, and this will expose your heater. So the first thing you're going to do is turn off the water. So it has a main water valve. This one here just so happens to have it back here on the same line. So this one here already turned off, but when it's on, it's this way. When it's off, it's that way. So once it's off, you're going to check it here, and you're going to open this valve. Be very careful because this water is very hot. Now, this is 40 gallons right here. So it's going to take maybe about half hour for it to empty, maybe longer. One thing I forgot to mention is if you open this valve right here and there is no water flow, simply come up here and open this one up. Just open it. That way you have air circulation. Because if not, you kind of get a lock on there, like a vapor lock, I guess. I'm not sure what you would call it with a fluid. But yeah, so a little story here. We bought this water heater probably about 2 years ago. And of course now it's leaking. And we called Rheem. It has a number right here. And we actually got it. Here's the manufacturer date. So it wasn't that old when we got it from the manufacturer date. Of course, the place where we bought it from has since gone out of business. Like a lot of businesses here in California are leaving. This retailer went out of business, and of course, Rheem is not willing to do nothing for us. So sucks for them because I will never buy one of their products again if that's the way they're going to behave. I mean, as you can see, there's really nothing wrong with this water heater other than it leaking. I guess that is a big deal. But yeah, so just went to Lowe's and bought this one here. Says designed, engineered, and assembled in the US. I guess it's like a big thing right now. But anyways, this one comes with a 6-year warranty. So did that other one. But I don't really see Lowe's going anywhere anytime soon. So Lowe's is generally good at taking care of it anyways. But yeah, just a shame on this one here. It's, you know, anyways, enough bad mouthing that company. But just wait for it to empty out. And after that, we are going to start taking it off, or taking the removal process. Just be very, very careful because that water is boiling hot. Just, again, be very careful. All right, so we are going to start disconnecting these hoses up here while this is draining. It's been about 15 minutes since it started draining. As you can see, it's still very hot. Just break these, not literally, break them loose. So I use a pipe wrench. There you go. Remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Same concept here. I've got that one there. And after I've done that, I've got my regular pliers here. Put that in there. Let's see here. Hold on 1 second here. Come on. I've never used this type of pliers before. They've got a special handle here. I'm not really sure what that's for, but anyways, I can't find my regular pliers, so I had to borrow these. So there we go. And of course I'm going to use 2 hands because I've got to use this or hold this one here while I turn that nut there. Same thing with that one. I'll start tearing that apart. And then I've got to take this little house apart, or I'm going to see if my brother can come over and help me. If he does, then I can just put the new one in there without having to tear this little house apart. Well, anyways, on to the next step. So again, covering it again, make sure you're draining, turned off your gas, turned off your main water valve, and the next step is removing those hoses up there. All right, so we've got the water hoses off. They're not leaking anymore. So those are off. And then next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this off. So in this one here, if I remember correctly, you just pull up on it. There you go. So that one's off. Remember, it is a little bit hot because of the vapors. So now I'm going to disconnect it there, which is up there. Once you put it back, you just connect it back. And that's your exhaust pipe. Okay, put this somewhere safe where nobody's gonna step on it. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to disconnect the gas. Now, I've already done it because I got into it and I forgot that I was filming this step by step. But basically what you're going to do, guys, is here you want to take this union off. Don't disconnect it from here yet. You're going to hold this one up here with either wrench or pliers. You're going to hold it up there, and then with another one here, you're going to disconnect it. You're going to loosen it up. So once you do that, you're going to take this one off. Then you can take this one off. Now, I probably did not need to remove this one from here. Well, actually I did. I just remembered why I did it, because when I installed it, you can't turn it right here because it would hit the tank. So then you remove it from here and you're left with that. Now, I don't recall if the new one had that other pipe or not, but anyways, I'm just showing you guys how to remove it. Then, since we're here in California, it is code for you to have a strap or seismic activity or seismic security. So I don't have a socket that's long enough to go through here, so I usually just use pliers. They don't have to be like uber tight or super tight. So then we are going to remove these. I'm not going to waste your time by filming the entire thing, but we're going to take those off. Once those straps come off, this water heater is ready to come out. So as you can see, it already stopped draining. So in order to save time, just make sure it's draining when you're doing everything else. And I'm going to take these off for now, and I will remove the water heater. Hopefully my brother shows up by then. So in this little, I call it a doghouse, it's for the heater. So remember I said I have to take this whole thing apart. Well, I lied. It has, I already took it off, but it has two little tabs. One comes from here and the other one comes on there. So one is bent up and the other one's bent that way. So you basically strain up the tabs and then pull this out, and this whole thing comes out. So when you put the heater back in, then you would just line these back up, and I'll show you. I'll get a point to show you how it goes when I put the new heater on. So this heater is now free. It can come out. I already took the seismic straps off. Everything's disconnected. Gas is disconnected, so there's nothing that should be holding it back. So I did notice there is a ground strap up here. Let me make sure it's not. Oh, just a piece of wire that was there. So anyways, right, so it's secure. So now to remove it. Right, so once you removed the water heater, you're gonna have a lot of dirt here. I swept some of it out right now, but my brother's getting a bucket of water. We're gonna throw a bucket of water in here. Just get all this dirt out. While you have this out, you can also use this opportunity to inspect your pipes. These pipes look pretty good. Again, we just redid the entire thing about 2 years ago when we got that other water heater. So, okay, brand new hoses. All this stuff is new, so we are just going to wash this out. Here's the new water heater. And here's the old one. All right, guys, so I got the heater in here, the new one, and I already got the seismic straps on here. So I'm not gonna tighten them down yet. And the reason being is because I need it to get full of water. And once it's full of water, it will settle, and I want it to settle evenly. And if I strap it, then I could potentially harm the tank. So they are loose, and then once it's full of water, it's going to settle. And then once that happens, then I can come on here and tighten these up. But I got the straps in there. It's as level as it's going to be to the eye, and I'm going to start putting everything back together. So the first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to start hooking up the gas lines with these. So of course you put Teflon tape on here. I'm going to see if my brother can hold my phone while I do this, and that way I can show you guys how to do it. And yeah, we're gonna start that. And actually I should hook up my water lines first, and that way I can turn on the water and this sucker can start filling up, because it's gonna take a while. It's 40 gallons. All right, next step. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we are going to hook up the gas. Take off this protective cap here, and that exposes your line there. And so the first adapter that goes there is this one here, but we've got to use some Teflon tape. See, I'm gonna have my camera guy hold my camera here. All right, so we're gonna take some of this. Now, guys, the way I was taught is you always put your tape opposite of where you're gonna go. So this one here is righty-tighty. You don't want to put your tape this way, because then when you're screwing it on, your tape's going to be coming back off. So what you want to do is go the opposite way. And of course this thing here is brand new, so I got to find, there it goes. So I'm going to go this way, right here. And all it takes is a couple of wraps. Oops. Goes like that. Now in this one here, what I found is that only the first few threads actually lock, so I'm not going to worry about putting anything all the way there. So there we are. Okay, so I'm going to put this one in here like so. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. There we go. Okay, that one got tight already, and like I said, only a few of the threads is what got it. Okay. So what I should have done is I should have probably put the Teflon tape on there, but I'll just go ahead and do it here. And the same thing, same concept. You don't want your tape going this way, because when you screw the other one, it's basically going to take the tape off. So we are going to go the opposite with it. Like so. Just pulling it a little bit so it can get tight. And the point of this is that it gets inside the threads. Of course, you can use a plumber's putty too. Okay, so there we are. Oops. Okay, in there. Come on. It's making me look bad. All right, and we're gonna do another one here. Just one more, just for my sanity. Okay, there we go. Make sure you take all these off. Oops. Make sure there's nothing in there. Okay, now we're going to put this adapter in here. And now, sometimes what you can do is go backwards on it, and once it falls, let's see, I thought it fell in there. There you go. You hear that? Generally, you can just turn it the other way. There it goes. Okay, this thing's gonna make me look bad. Come on. Hopefully we didn't drop this in it. Come on. Huh. Interesting. There it goes. Okay. So we're going to do this. It doesn't have to be like super tight. Okay, there we go. And so now what we're going to do is we are going to do the main line. So this one, same thing, righty tighty, lefty loosey, and that one is also going to get some Teflon tape. Same thought process on that one. You're going to go the opposite so that the Teflon tape does not come off when you're screwing it on there. Oh. Okay, kind of messed this one up a little bit, guys, so just make sure it's out of the way. You don't want anything obstructing your gas. So now I'm just going to do one overlapping what I just did. Okay. There we go. Remember, gas only has about 4 to 8 pounds of pressure, so it's really not that bad. And I'll show you a way after I turn it on how to check for gas leaks without being what was that Living Color guy? The Chief Fire Marshal Bill, yeah. Let me show you something. Of course, you guys, if you guys remember, you're probably in your 40s, maybe 50s. Man, that show was so good. That's the type of stuff that will not fly today. But anyways, here we are. Okay, again, doesn't need to be that tight. Okay, there we go. So now what I'm going to do is we're gonna hook up the water lines. All right, onto the water. So you have your hot water here and you have your cold water intake there. Now these have these little blue caps on, so to remove or not to remove, that is a question. I actually took this one out and it actually has like a valve or a flapper in there, so I am going to leave them on. So this one here serves for two purposes. One, for it to not have trash go inside. However, like I said, it does have a valve inside of the hoses, so I'm just going to leave them in there. And it actually serves as a gasket in a way. So make sure it's clean. Okay, I'm just testing these out, make sure it's the same thread, and it looks like it is. And again, we're going to do the same thing, and I am going to wrap it up this way, like this. Okay, because if I wrap it up this way, when I screw it on, it's going to potentially move my Teflon the opposite way. So I always go the opposite way with it. All right, stay tuned. Alright guys, so I've got the Teflon tape on there. So what you want to do is grab it with one plier up here, not too much pressure. All you're doing is grabbing it. And with your other pliers, you're going to go in here. You see how it's turning? Okay, and you do this, one, to protect the hoses, and two, because if not, if you let that go and you turn it, what ends up happening, your whole hose will turn and it'll actually start kinking it up there. So that's the reason why you put it here and you turn it down here. Again, it doesn't have to be like super tight, just as long as it grabs it. Okay, I'm not going to show you the whole thing here, but that way you get the point. Right, so those water lines are tight. This one is tight, which is your heat according to that, and this is your intake, which is your cold. So once you do that, don't turn on your gas yet. We are going to check for leaks. So I'm not sure where your water valve is located, but this one here has it behind the water heater. So you can see close goes up, open goes down. So I'm going to open it up slowly. Don't open it up all the way because you could cause issues or damage because of the variance in pressure. So I'm not sure if the video here is picking it up other than my neighbor's blue Healy barking. But, all the way open. So now what we're going to do is we're going to inspect it for leaks. No water there. No water there. So we're good so far. Okay, so we're going to give it a few minutes just so it can fill up some, and then I am going to proceed to turn on the gas so it can start heating up the water. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that crossbar here, show you what I was telling you a while ago. Okay guys, so we're going to put this crossbar back on here. So I'm going to show you, I'll film it right here. So it's got little holes. See how it has that little slot down there? That's for this one here, and then it has one up here that you really can't see, but I will show you right now. So you basically line those up right here, then you'll see you have those two tabs that come out. Okay, so then what you do next is you just simply fold it in, fold this other one up. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to use a pliers for that one, and then same thing on here. You're going to put those two slots inside. Go. Okay, push it in. Sorry about the camera work, guys. Okay, push that one in, then push the other one up. You guys get the idea. So the end result, your little dog house or heater house is back up. So it sounds like the water stopped pouring already. So I'm going to check one more time if it's leaking, and I'm going to go ahead and turn on the gas. I just realized before I turn on the gas, you want to put your exhaust vents back up. So I'm going to go through there, like so. And then I'm going to set this one up here. Now the reason why you want to do this first is because once you turn on that heater, or not the heater, I'm sorry, once you turn on the gas, you start getting a lot of vapors and heat from there, so you would potentially burn yourself. So you would put this one on first, and of course I'll do it off camera, but make sure you put your exhaust vent on first before you turn on the gas. Okay, so the new one comes with a new vent. This one here just so happens to fit perfect. So once you are secured in there and secured up there, we can now turn on the gas and test this puppy out. So in order to turn on the gas, we're gonna go in here and do like so. First, we're gonna turn on the gas valve, which is here, and we are going to turn that right there. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is you actually put it on pilot right there. You push down on it. I can actually hear the gas. Okay, and then we're gonna start lighting it up. Okay, now it actually says that the status light is not blinking. Relight the pilot. So I don't hear the pilot. Okay. Now, sometimes this is tricky. The other ones I've done are the same way. And what we're looking for is for this little light here to start blinking. Okay, I just heard something, so there it goes. You see, it's starting to blink. Okay, so it says press hold down pilot position, press igniter button until pilot lights, release knob when status lights blinks. Okay, so it is blinking now, so we are going to release it. Okay, and now I'm going to, there it goes. You guys can hear it. It gives you a little window here. Of course, it's on now. Okay, so we are going to wait until maybe 5-10 minutes to see if this water starts heating up. We are going to check it for any leaks. And if there are no leaks, then guys, we are set. And then all I've got to do now, of course, now that it's full of water, is put these straps back on. And of course, it is code in many places that you've got to have a pipe down here, so we're gonna get that pipe here soon. And after that, you put your little heater house, I keep on calling it a dog house, but you put your little heater house lid back on. And the way you do that, of course, the heater is on now, so you guys, all of this stuff is being filmed live. So you put this one on here, and you put this one on there, and voila, it's on. Then you put your lid back on there, and the way you do it is you first go in here like so, and you go up and down. Oh, that's a blooper. There it goes. And that is it, guys. Please like and subscribe. How many of you guys have ever changed or replaced a heater? Please leave it on your comment section. And when you did, what brand did you use? And did you have any issues warranting it out if you ever needed to? Okay, again, thank you for your time, and hopefully my video was helpful. One thing I forgot, and as I was checking out my video, was that you need to check for gas leaks once you're done. So what I did is I mixed up some soapy water, and what you're going to do is you're going to put that soapy water on your pipes. Even though we didn't touch nothing here, I'm still going to check because we're there. And the reason you use soapy water is because you have bubbles, and if there's any leak, those bubbles will blow. And as you can see, we have no leaks, so we are good to go. That is one step that I forgot, so please use soapy water to check it before you give it the check for okay. Again, thank you guys. I appreciate all your support. Please hit that like button.